Hello and welcome to Viewpoint. I'm Valery Solohub. Join me now to discuss the aftermath of the horrific terror attacks in Brussels is Ukrainian military expert, Mr. Mykhailo Samus. Mr. Samus, welcome back to Viewpoint.
Thank you.
So, Mr. Samus, the terror attacks which took place in Brussels on March 22nd, what is your take on that? What is happening in Europe?
For me, personally, this is a problem of whole Europe because I'm analyzing this issue for 20 years. And as I understood, Europe doesn't want to issue responsibility for security and defense. And even the great talking about it for last years, even after the Russian war against Ukraine, it looks like Europe waked up. Finally, Brussels attack showed us no. Europe still didn't understand the importance of security and defense. Well, for example, it's paradoxically, but in European countries, in countries of European Union, they have approximately 200,000 2 million people, 2 million militaries in armed forces, with total budget of 200 billions of euro. So it looks like pretty huge money and huge personnel. But paradoxically, European Union cannot organize even small military ready-to-fight detachment to participate in any conflict.
But you do not fight against the terrorism inside the homegrown terrorists
I'm not
with military.
Yes. What is my point is that in these 28 countries of the European Union, they don't have any joint structure to fight terrorism or to fight any security and defense issues. And instead of this, they have 27 of Ministry of Defense, 27 general staffs, 27 intelligence services, military intelligence services, 27 security structures in procurement and other.
So, Mr. Samus, are you saying that these attacks happen because Europe is still not united? There is lack of coordination?
Yeah, I'm sure because of this, because this terroristic attack, concretely in Brussels, it's not against Belgium actually. It's because Brussels, it's a European capital of the European Union.
It's a symbol of Europe.
It's symbolic. Yeah, it's symbolic act and against whole Europe. They shown that Europe is not able to fight against terrorists, and I'm sure that European politicians, they now need finally to understand that they need to create joint efforts finally, because when we're talking about after Ukrainian situation started, I mean the Crimean occupation, Donbas occupation, a lot of Europeans told that finally we need to think about joint armed forces, joint intelligence forces, joint secret services, at least joint databases on terrorists. And I'm sure they didn't make any concrete steps, because politicians, when European politicians, they like speak about sovereignty on making decision process. What they mean? They mean that when Germany, Albania, Romania, and Portugal, they trying to make a decision on a reaction on some crisis, it could be absolutely mess to find very quick and very effective decision in one day, for example. And that's why they're talking that it's impossible to make some joint detachment, joint military group, joint anti-terrorist group to react effectively. Even system, who will react, who will make a political decision to use military force or secret services?
Mr. Samus, in your opinion, why do we see these recent terrorist attacks, France, Paris, Brussels, in Europe? Why do the Islamic terrorists, Islamic extremists, they target Europe?
Yeah, because I think the main purpose of any terrorist, it's to scare people, to make, let's say, in modern terms, like more informational impact on the society, on global society. And if you'd like to make a global information impact, you need to make terrorist attack in symbolic places like Brussels, not like in some place like when can you imagine that every day you could find it 10 people killed, 50 people killed in Iraq, in Africa, in different places. But when you make a terroristic attack in Brussels, it's a global scare for all of modern civilization. So,
in your opinion, what is United States doing differently from Europe that they've managed to keep their country safe after 9/11 attacks, whereas Europe is continuously experiencing in the past decade? There was a number of terrorist attacks in Europe. So what is so different with the approach of the U.S. towards securing their country?
I'm sure that I talked to this point about the joint.
So the joint
approach. I mean, the United States, compare the United States and European Union, it's absolutely different things, different model, different paradigm to fight terrorism. Because the United States is a vertical, it's a complex, a comprehensive approach to deal with this problem. Remember all of these very quick, very strong steps, very strong, let's say, comprehensive creation of new even views on terrorism after the attack in the United States. And remember this Paris attack? Okay, it was a lot of, let's say, society reaction. It was reaction on the, Mr. Hollande visited Moscow. Mr. Hollande made a lot of, let's say, speeches, but I'm not sure that it was impact on all of the European Union understanding of what's going on. That next could be, by the way, yesterday somebody from Russian journalist, top Russian journalist, I'm not sure who, but told that next will be the Berlin, and the European Union needs to finally understand that without Russia it's impossible to fight international terrorism. But even Russians told that next will be the Berlin. Yeah, it's possible because Europeans didn't make the joint, systematical, comprehensive approach.
Mr. Samus, one of the experts said that one of the reasons behind these attacks is to inflict fear on the Europeans. Why do you think they want Europeans to be in constant fear?
It could be absolutely different motivation, different reasons. Again, about Russia, to be honest, it looks like
from the standpoint of Islamic extremists.
Islamic extremists, because again, they want to be important. They want to be players in the region affairs and global affairs. To make it, you need to make informational impact again. To make informational impact, you need to go to symbolic places to make a fear there, to create, let's say, influence on global situation to show that this terrorist, we could make you dead in any place, even in capital of European Union. I think it's the best thing for terrorists to show that even in the heart of the Europe, in capital of this European Union, this rich European Union, who is actually is a mentor for all of Middle East, for example, and European Union trying to explain how to live, how to deal with.
Yeah, Mr. Samus, you've mentioned that Russia is warning Europe that there will be another attack. From your opinion as a military expert, is it realistic? Should we expect another attack in the coming weeks or months?
I think in Europe it's possible because it doesn't exist any effective system to fight terrorism in Europe. And to be Ukrainian, I'm sure that Ukraine needs to build own system, own anti-terroristic military security defense system to be ready to fight terrorists in any security and defense threat by our country, because in Europe now we don't have any system. Even NATO, mostly it's United States, to be honest. In military aspects, in funds, it's like 70–80% United States. Europe doesn't care about security and defense, to be honest.
So, yeah, some great security challenges here, Mr. Samus. Thank you for sharing your thoughts with us. Really appreciate it. We were discussing the aftermath of terror attacks in Brussels with Ukrainian military expert Mr. Mykhailo Samus. I'm Brussel. Thank you for watching Viewpoint.